Well, we all know when the rain hits the metro, those arroyos can become very dangerous and very fast. And this morning, 2 people are recovering after getting caught in that scary situation.
Albuquerque firefighters rescued a man spotted in the Embudo Arroyo near Moon and Indian School yesterday. He was carried 3 miles before the Swiftwater rescue team was able to pluck him out. That was near Washington and Cutler. Then there is this rescue. Take a look.
All right, you guys can hold my leg and pull me up. I can grab her.
A 16-year-old girl fell into an arroyo full of rushing water off Louisiana and I-40. Take a look. This is the lapel cam video of Albuquerque police who say she was spotted clinging to a cement pillar near a walking bridge behind Windrock Mall. And with just seconds to spare, a firefighter and 2 Albuquerque police officers tied their rain jackets together to pull her up 10 feet out of the dangerous water.
1, 2, 3, up. Oh, yeah. Frank 422B, we got 1 female out of the arroyo.
The teen was cut and bruised, but otherwise was fine. The other man who had to get rescued is expected to be okay as well. All right, keep it right here with News 13. We'll have more on the stormy weather and the possibility of more of this flash flooding coming up in a little bit with meteorologist Cassandra Crimmy. Well, now at 6:02, they were suspended after being charged with rape, and this morning a couple of Lobos are back on the team.
That's exactly right. The district attorney's office says there's just not enough evidence to prosecute the 2 UNM football players and a former CNM student. Saquon Edwards, Crusoe Gongbe, and a former CNM student, Ryan Ruff, were all accused of raping a student back in April. The DA dropped the charges in June to build a better case, but yesterday she said there's just not enough evidence. The DA could still refile charges at some point. Ruff's attorney says right now the men can just put this all behind them.
A formal determination by the district attorney will allow these gentlemen to continue to pursue their academic aspirations as student athletes without fabricated charges forever looming over their heads.
Edwards and Gongbe had been suspended from the football team. They were reinstated Tuesday. UNM says its criminal investigation is closed, but it is looking to see if they perhaps violated the school's code of conduct.
Well, now that they are back on the team, running back Crusoe Gongbe and cornerback Saquon Edwards will have the chance to get their starting positions back, but they will be starting from the bottom.
Nothing's going to be given, you know, the best guy will play. I won't hold this against them, nor will I give them any favors because they've missed time from a case that has been criminally dismissed.
The pair had their first fall practice yesterday and have a lot of work to do to get back in football shape. The Lobos open the season against the UTEP Miners August 30th, that game at home. Liz?
Classes start for students in Taos today, that is, except for Taos High School. You see, students there are getting an extra day of summer break because of some construction issues. Construction on a makeover to add state-of-the-art math and science classrooms just wrapped up a couple of days ago, and now teachers are working to get the classrooms ready. Classes at the high school are set now to start on Friday. Students will have to make up the day at the end of the year. There are 7 new charter schools being proposed in 5 New Mexico communities, and starting next week, the Public Education Department is holding a series of hearings in those communities. The schools are in Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and on the Isleta Pueblo. The meetings will be held Monday in Navajo, Tuesday in Albuquerque. Wednesday, they're meeting in Albuquerque, Isleta Pueblo, and in Rio Rancho. And a week from today, the commission will be in Columbus, New Mexico, hearing comments from those who want to start the schools, comments from the public, and from local school district representatives. A decision, however, will not be expected until late September.
New rules could be changing the snacks that students can buy at some schools here in New Mexico. State Public Education Department is thinking about restricting snacks sold in middle and high schools. These are even more strict than the rules from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which limit fat, salt, and sugar. The state's thinking about only allowing nuts, yogurt, cheese, and fruit to be sold during the day. Other snacks will be sold after school. The state also wants to restrict the size and type of drinks that are sold. If you are behind on your Comcast internet bill, you could be getting a big break soon. Comcast now says some low-income families with bills that are more than a year old can get into an amnesty program to help get rid of that debt. The amnesty is part of Internet Essentials in New Mexico. It gives low-income families 6 months of free internet service. So far, it's helped more than 4,400 families in Albuquerque and 7,000 here in New Mexico.
And check out this building right here, this picture of it. It's called the World Trade Center Mexico. It's where the New Mexico Trade and Higher Education Center will be located. Now, 2 people will staff it. You see, New Mexico has doubled its trade with Mexico over the past 4 years, and now, in an unanticipated partnership, the City of Albuquerque, the State Economic Development Department, and UNM Global Initiatives are all teaming up to open this first of its kind trade office, this in Mexico City. Now, Mayor R.J. Berry will be among those traveling to Mexico City next week to inaugurate this office. You know, most New Mexicans recognize that art and culture are a big part of the state's appeal. But a new study proves there's also an enormous part of the state's economy, and we need to do a better job at capitalizing on all this. The Bureau of Business and Economic Research at UNM released a study showing art has a $5.6 billion impact through galleries, films, education, and cultural services. Now, with all of New Mexico's cultural attractions, the state wants to realize the employment and economic potential. But leaders say more needs to be done. They would like to see more collaboration in things like software development and media advertising, just to name a few things, to help capitalize on all the indigenous creativity.
We have very significant assets. However, to this date, we haven't done enough to leverage these assets in higher paying, more rapidly growing industries.
The report challenges nonprofit groups, government agencies, and businesses to find more ways to take advantage of these strengths. Now, you can expect to hear a whole lot more about this in the months to come from the State Cultural Affairs Department. In fact, all next week, the 14th annual Native Cinema Showcase is going on up in Santa Fe. It will feature a selection of more than 20 feature-length and short films, and we just wanted to give it a quick mention this morning, just in case you wanted to make plans to attend. Just make some plans. Why not, right?
A lot of great stuff going on.
Yeah. All right, time right now, 6:08 on this Thursday morning. Hey, there is a ceasefire in effect in Gaza this morning, and encouraging news about a rescue effort in Iraq.
We'll have this, plus the latest with the VA and the continuing unrest, I guess you could call it, in Missouri, where the rioting against police has escalated again. We'll be right back.
Good morning, I'm Elizabeth Alvarez. Here are your Thursday morning top stories. Well, we all know that when the rain hits the metro, those arroyos can become very dangerous very fast. And this morning, 2 people are recovering from getting caught in that scary situation. First, a man in his 40s at the usual spot near I-40 in Washington. Then a few minutes later, this.
Don't let go yet. I got you. Come on, we got you. 1, 2, 3, up. Oh, yeah.
3 Albuquerque police officers and a firefighter swooped in near Windrock Mall after a 16-year-old girl who was walking in the arroyo was blindsided as the water came raging down. She managed to grab a hold of something until help arrived. Officers then made a rope out of their jackets and plucked the girl from the danger. She was cut up a bit and bruised, but otherwise will be okay. New rules could be changing the snacks that students can buy at some schools here in New Mexico. The State Public Education Department is thinking about restricting snacks sold in middle and high schools. They're even more stricter than the rules from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which limits fat, salt, and sugar. The state's thinking about only allowing nuts, yogurt, cheese, and fruit to be sold during the school day. Other snacks can only be sold after school. The state also wants to restrict the size and type of drinks sold.